Kooly Joe coming back at you with another anime review. This time I will be reviewing Mirai Nikki Season 2. Nah, I'm just kidding. Big Order is what I'll be reviewing. But those of you that are Mirai Nikki fans know that if you've seen both anime, you see the similarities. Which is to be expected since they were both created by the same production company, or company, the creators. Post-apocalyptic world. Another post-apocalyptic world. Well, I guess at least it ain't zombies again. You know, I'm kind of up to here with zombies. But anyway, basically, Big Order has similarities like Mirai Nikki in regards to abilities given to chosen people. In this situation, wishes were granted by a somewhat of a deity or a fairy. They call it, well, she referenced herself as a fairy. Her name is Daisy. She looks like kind of like a fairy. She granted wishes supposedly 10 years ago, around the time of the great apocalyptic beginning era, in which the main character was supposedly the cause for. Aiji being the main character in this anime, which he is classified by mankind as an order. Orders being those who obtain the wish abilities, the abilities bestowed upon them by Daisy, the fairy deity. The world doesn't really know that, I want to call him Aiji. They don't know that he is an order, but they do fear and hunt down orders if they were to ever see any, or if any orders came to, you know, within the public's eye. Eiji, pretty simple character. He has a sister who's in the hospital that which at this point we don't know the reason. We could assume that it could have something to do with the post-apocalyptic transition 10 years ago, or it doesn't really specify that, not just yet in the anime. The other character, Ren, who's looks to me like she's going to be another main character. She enrolled in the same school as Eiji, and Eiji definitely took a liking to her right away. There wasn't a whole lot in the whole little school segment, but short after school, Aiji had went home, and it appeared that Ren had followed Aiji to his apartment. That's what he had thought, but she had said that she lived nearby and she needed some help because she couldn't get into her apartment, which is, I think, a floor above his or something like that. He reluctantly said, "Yeah, of course I'll help you." And he said he would help her, and he was, as he was opening the door, she kind of did a whole 180, and here's where I said Mirai Nikki, in the flesh. The creators, they have that vindictive side female character syndrome. I don't know what it is, but she knocks Aiji unconscious, and they're in the room together, and she is about to, she stabs him with the sword in his hand to show that she's not playing. She kind of has this like psychotic look, and she's about to stab Aiji, and somehow he had miraculously got out of it by putting his hands up and supposedly using his abilities so that she impales herself, At this point, you don't know that she impaled herself, but you don't really know what's going on at this point. Um, After that sequence, Aiji leaves, terrified. He thinks he's got a dead person in his apartment, and he doesn't want people to know that he's in order. So he contacts he calls his sister that's in the hospital so he can calm down. He says, "Hey, I'm going to come see you right now. I need to see you." And she says, "Okay." And then on his way to the hospital, or when he gets to the hospital, he finds out that his sister has been taken by Ren. Now, at this point, Ren isn't dead, and at this point, Aiji finds out that Ren is in order, and she supposedly has the ability, immortality ability, which is pretty fucking cool. Um, Ren actually works for some type of group, some type of I don't know, Fellowship of the Ring group. I don't fucking know. Basically, there's a group of people who sit in this room who look like they're bad. They're the Akatsuki of this anime. That each of them probably are in order and have an ability, but she actually works for them. She appears like she's an underling or an underclassman of them, and was sent to get Aiji. But Ren kind of has her own personal reasons for getting Aiji, because supposedly Aiji killed her parents in the destruction 10 years ago. Aiji's ability, latent ability that he doesn't even know anything about. He knows he has abilities, but they're kind of dormant at this point. So anyway, at this point, Ren has Aiji's little sister. Aiji takes out the two guards, goes up to the next floor to face Ren, where he is met by Daisy, the fairy deity, who's trying to push him to use his abilities. Or actually, she suppressed his abilities to a point where he wouldn't go supernova like 10 years ago. His abilities kind of came to fruition and kind of blossomed. At the point when Ren had all these like military personnel guys like take up all their AKs and start dumping and firing at Aiji, and none of the bullets hit him, and Ren's kind of surprised, and before you know it, Aiji has taken control of Ren, and he's explaining to her what his wish was years ago that gave him his abilities. His abilities being basically he can control his surroundings, like whatever he's touching, or his he can make it. It's almost like Law in One Piece, where he makes that room when he can shamble everything, he can control everything within that room, he can control the people. It's kind of like his own world, and supposedly the wish he had made years ago was to rule the world, as a kid, so that's pretty cool. I say he's pretty OP at this point. I don't know of any abilities that can really top, controlling everything. Especially with that mark on his hand. He's actually suppressed a whole lot right now. So she said you're only going to be able to use a percentage of the ability that I've bestowed upon you, but this is going to keep you in check, So basically, at this point, at the end of the anime, he's taking control. He's taking control of Ren by. It's kind of weird because it appears that all the orders have some sort of like Shikigami spirit attached to their abilities, and you can kind of see it. You can see it behind Aiji, and you've seen a glimpse of it behind Ren. But the one behind Aiji kind of reminded you. Let's see, kind of reminded me of like a mummy Shikigami kind of. What do you call it? Soul eater, kind of thing. I don't know. It looked kind of cool. It had these like cables coming out of them. look like they plugged into people's bodies to control them. I don't know. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. I think it's going to have a lot of familiar tone to it, but I have a feeling that this is going to be a pretty good anime. So what do you guys think? What are your expectations for this new anime from the creators of Mirai Nikki? Post a comment down below if you're anticipating Big Order. I'm so glad it doesn't have a Japanese name. I'm pretty sure it does have a Japanese name, but I'm so glad I don't have to pronounce it. Anyway, this is Kooly Joe at you again with another anime review. If you like anything I had to say, please hit that like button, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.